Hi crafters and welcome. This is part 2 of my complete guide to craft fairs. Part 1 went through things to help you before the event, such as things to do 1 month before, 2 weeks before and the night before, to give you some clear planning ideas. This is all about on the day and going through what my stall looked like and what happened on the actual event. So let's get started. On the day, arrive, set up as quickly as you can, and then just sit there and take 5 minutes just to relax. Try and have a little quick drink if you can, and maybe take a video or a picture and put it on your social media, so that's really good to get the word out again. We're going to go through the don'ts. So first off, let me just get my notes ready. And I don't want to sound negative by saying the don'ts, but it's just good to point out some of them because you might catch yourself doing one or two. Don't compare yourself to other traders. This happens all the time. Their stands are completely separate to yours. The way they make their things are separate to yours. Don't worry about it. Just focus on your stuff. Try not to moan about having a bad day, about how awful the traffic was, or that you couldn't unload where you wanted to. So just try not to start moaning about anything that's happened. Just take a deep breath and carry on with the day. Don't let any negative customers overwhelm your day. Often you don't get negative customers, it doesn't happen, but if you do get one, we are human and we focus on the negative. If you had £20 and you lost £1, don't focus on that £1 for the whole day. All right, you've got the other £19, you've got all those other lovely customers that really liked your stuff, so just focus on them. I do this a lot, don't shop at all the other traders and spend your money. If you know you might do that, maybe give yourself a budget of £5 or £10, or if you sell a certain amount, you can go and spend £10, something like that. We love to support other traders because that's what we do. The other thing is, I spoke to a lady at the weekend and she said she had a list of people she needed to buy for Christmas, and she would go around and buy people's presents at other events, and that's a really good way of supporting other traders. So that's the don'ts. Now let's look at the do's. Do connect and chat with your neighbours, other stall holders. They are the ones that are going to be there to talk to you. They might have some really fantastic ideas, especially if they've been there before. You can talk to them about how it went. Also, if you need to pop to the loo, they're the ones that are going to watch your stall for you. And as I said, don't forget to take your money with you. It's not their responsibility to look after your money. And if you've got everything priced up, it works really well because they can just say the lady will be back in 2 minutes, and people can see the prices, so they know what they are and they'll probably wait for you. Do your craft on a table. That's a really good way for people to see how you made your items. Don't do it all day. Try not to focus on just your craft. Make sure you're aware of customers coming up and that you look up and talk to them. Do engage with customers. That's the next one. Sometimes people don't know what to say or what to do. I basically talk, it's my way of doing it, you might have your own way of doing it. I talk about anything else apart from my stuff. I say, hi, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? Are you enjoying the fair? Did you travel far? And you can kind of see people sort of relax a bit and think, oh, she's not going to go into a spiel about her stuff. So I sort of just talk to them, let them look. I might say, if you have any questions, just ask, or feel free to pick any of them up, because my items look quite delicate. So I say, feel free to pick them up if you like them, and then just let them shop and see if they want to engage further. It's all about gentle social skills. The kind of things you're going to see is people repeatedly picking something up if they really like it, or pointing it out to their friend, and then they're sitting there, they're trying to work out whether they can buy it. They might be trying to rationalize it in their head if they keep picking it up and putting it down, and at that point you could then say, oh well, he's handmade, he took me about 2 days to make, the wool is local, I buy it from a local breeder and I wash it and cut it all myself. So that's when you could step in and try and, because if you walked into a shop and someone said, here's a top, buy it, you probably wouldn't buy it. But if someone said, here's a handmade knitted top, it's made out of special cashmere, it took 3 days to make, we support local traders by having it, you know, you've got to maybe sell it a little bit more, but gently, if they're interested. Or if you think you're not getting anywhere, maybe say, well, I could take £5 off or £2 off. Just say I can do a special today for the fair. Do sell to other stall holders, possibly give them a 10% discount. They have to buy stuff for Christmas as well, or if they come over and look at your stuff and like it, and if you say, oh well, I'll take £5 off for you, they'll probably buy it. So people buy you, so smile at them. All you have to do, even if you're really nervous, is just smile. Just give them a smile and then carry on with what you're doing if you're too nervous to talk to them, and then they know you're there if they need you. Just a couple of things to do with money. When somebody gives you, say in the UK it's a £20 note, if they give you a note, put it down in front of you and them, and then get the change and then hand them the change. So that way if they say, oh, it was a 50, then you go, oh well, it's right there, it was a 20. Oh, I think it was a 20. So if it's there, then there's no disputes and no arguments. If you've put it away in your bag, you don't know what it was. So that's a really good way of just to keep safe. And then another thing is be prepared for people to barter, which I didn't really expect that many people to do, but people do. They say, oh, well, can you take £10 off? And you'll kind of go, and you want the sale, but then you think, how much did it cost me? I don't really know if I can afford that. You're thinking this in your head, and you might just go, yes. And then you think, well, I'm starting to lose money here. So then you can say, no, but I can take £5 off. Or if they're buying two things, then you might take a little bit of money off to encourage them to buy the second item. Now we're going to look at me setting up my display and see how it goes. And then we're going to go on to the fair itself. So here we are practicing in the kitchen. Tablecloth number 1. Make sure it's level now. Before you put anything on it, stand back and look at it. And then this is the first time I've done this with my felt, so I was just playing around with the boxes, trying to work out what's good. I've got another sign there on the right. I've got a little information picture frame that you'll see close up in a minute. So I'm trying to create the height with the horses up high. They're the more striking things that will bring people in. And then I'm putting all the smaller items down the front. This is my banner that I'm setting up. I so recommend if you get one of these. They just look so good, and you can move it about wherever you want. And then I've got some bunting. Oh, so many people have bunting. It just looks lovely. So level, this is where you're going to hide everything, so you don't want anything to be seen. Moving in, that's how I've secured it, just with safety pins, nice and easy. These are the stacking boxes, and I've managed to tie things onto them as well, so that worked well for my hanging heads. This tells you what needle felting is, because a lot of people haven't heard of it. Those boards I'm not going to use, because when I went to the event people thought those animals were attached to the boards. And those stacking cardboard boxes are great. They're what I transport everything in, and they're so light and easy to carry. Everything, all the labels are done with a bow, so I can just pull them off, but I didn't in the end. And round the back, this is where I have room for all of my stuff, which you'll see in a minute. The banner takes something heavy to put on it so it doesn't fall over. So here we are. This is Market in the Barn, or the barn, and this is the outside of it, and obviously we're in COVID, so it's a one-way system. And here I am all set up, and we'll just zoom in and have a look at a couple of extra things. So everything's labelled. That BB-8 is not for sale, by the way. It's just an example. I've got the Visa sign stuck up there. I've got some pumpkins I did, and I've got my cards out down the front. The banner went to the side because I had room, and round the back you'll see in a second that I've got all the things I need. I've got the calculator, the iZettle, my bags are at the far end, my wrapping, there's my chair. I was wrapping tissue paper underneath, and I've changed that for next time. I'll show you in a minute why. And then I had other bags out ready and open. So this is looking out onto the fair. This is from behind my stand. And this is just to show you that the footfall wasn't huge. There wasn't loads of people coming in, but there was more than enough to buy my stuff. So I'm going to go through a couple of stalls here, and this is a beautiful one. It's really high, the height is amazing, the Hessian behind makes all the products stand out. She hangs them around the front. The cushions are very lovely, they're touchy-feely, so that was a lovely stand. This is the lady beside me. She's got the corner area where she puts her clothes, and it works so well, and a mirror. and she's got one stand to display things on, her signs up. What more does she need? And this is a beautiful crochet stand, lovely crocheted items. Note the dark tablecloth, everything pops out, and the suitcases, and she just pops everything in the suitcases, and that's it. This stand had loads of storage, lots of height, and there was so many items on there. It was absolutely beautiful. And the hessian and the bunting, I mean, she probably got to come out from behind there to talk to people because she had so much height used. These girls, it was their first time. The sign, just kidding, is obvious. The height is brilliant. They've got pallets put around the front of the table. They've got prices. It looked very impressive, really well done. And then this was for tea towels and other bits and bobs. But do you note all the tea towels are displayed at the back, and she's managed to get them onto the wall, and that works so well because it's really hard to display otherwise. But she's bright, she's colourful. And this one is more simpler, but it's got the lovely tablecloth at the bottom, and then you've got the two stacking shelves and then one at the side, so she's expanded out from the table, and it looks smart and it's obvious, and all the products are at the height for people to look at, so that works brilliantly. And then this is a simple design, but it's colourful and it's attractive and it looks smart, and they've got that lovely camper van just there, but so you don't have to go mad. This is really good. So crafters, I really hope you enjoyed that. I had a really good time at the fair. I'm just going to go through, on my PDF I do a review of the event, so I'm just going to go through this. The event name, date, that's all obvious. Organiser, arrival time, I arrived at 9 AM. I had plenty of time to set up. Here it is, sales total. I actually sold £425, so I was over the moon with that. And normally you wouldn't expect to sell that much. I mean, if I went to a craft fair and sold £100, I would be really happy. But yeah, I was over the moon and it was really well received. Excuse me. Bestseller items. This is important to know for your next event. And I know undoubtedly Highland cows were my best sellers. So I'm going to make lots more because I'm going back in a month to this place. Sufficient stock. It's hard with what I do, making stuff. I could have had more, but I was okay. The stall looked a little bit emptier towards the end, but that's a good thing. But yeah, I could definitely have taken more. Rough footfall. Wasn't loads of people, but they were all there to shop. It's a very small event and people know that they're there to actually buy things. It wasn't like it was a random, they come to enjoy something else and you're there as a sideline. They came just for us. So footfall, I would say about 300 people maybe. Position in the fair, I was on the back wall. I really enjoyed it there. I've actually asked the organiser if I could at least stay on the back wall next time, and she says that's fine. Any good contacts made? The ladies beside me on the stall holders were fantastic and so lovely, and we've connected on Instagram, so that's good. Custom orders, I have 3 custom orders that I'm going to be making for people for next time I go. If somebody wants to do sort of a big custom order, say they want me to recreate their horse, I will get them to email me. A lot of people say you should sort of take payment on the day or half payment, or try and sort out some sort of, make sure that they commit to it. But I'm a bit softer with that, and I would rather they would email me and we talk and I see the pictures of the horse and we go from there. But I had 3 small custom orders which I was happy to do for next time round. Price paid for the fair was £25 plus tax, so from 400, so I've made £400 out of it because it was 425. Rebooking for next year, well, I'm rebooking in, I've got another one in a month's time and then another one in a month after that. So yeah, really good fair. I was very happy. I would say that wherever you go, if you don't sell, you have still promoted your business. Do not go to an event expecting anything. Go to the event knowing that you're going to meet people, you're going to have your product looked at, and people will give you feedback on it, and that's so important. So I now know that Highland cows are just so popular, and I know that if I was to sell more online, I would probably get even more sales on Etsy. So I have gained, you know, an awful lot of knowledge. So don't go there expecting that you're going to sell, and if you do sell a certain amount or lots of stuff and cover your costs, then that is a successful fair by far. So I was really happy with that. So thanks for watching. I have got the PDF, which has got the full checklist of everything you need to go to a craft fair. That will be in the description below. As I said, this is part of the business series, so I'm going to be doing how to price your craft items as the next video, and then I might look at Etsy and photographing your items for Etsy and how to sell your stuff on Etsy. And thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Happy crafting!